Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Committee of Adjustment meeting for Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. Just before we get started, I'll do some introductions. We have Member Allen, Member Dubic, Member Little. Member Clark hasn't joined us yet. He may be joining us, and I'm Member McQueen, and I'll be chairing this evening's meeting. So from that, there was a published agenda on the Grey Highlands website with regards to tonight's meeting. And so I'll call that to order. And 5:01. And from that agenda that was published, is there any declaration of pecuniary interest with regards to members? Okay, I see none then. So moving on then to item for section 3 is the approval of the minutes, the minutes of October 14th, 2024 Committee of Adjustment meeting be approved as circulated. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Member Dubic, Member Allen. Any errors or omissions in those minutes? All right, seeing none, all in favor of those? And that's carried unanimously. So tonight we have just one file, and this regards to a minor variance, and that's with regards to file A12 2025. Let's see, the 911 number is 407412 Gray Road 4. And I'll call this public meeting to order, and it called under section 45(2) of the Planning Act, RSO 1990, as amended with respect to an application for minor variance, file A12 2025, affecting lands owned by Aaron and Lee Martin. Legal description is part lot 5, concession 6, Osprey, as in R371712, 10 ST GS71282 Grey Highlands, and as I said before, civic address number is 407412. Good evening, Member Clark. Just starting off the first file here.
Okay.
The notice of this public meeting was posted on the municipal website and social media on the 21st day of October 2025. And mailed by standard mail to the property owner and to all property owners within 60 meters of the subject property, in addition to all agencies and persons identified in the Planning Act. Under the Planning Act, the applicant, the minister, or a specified person or public body has the ability to appeal the decision of the municipality of Grey Highlands to the Ontario Land Tribunal. It is important to note that if you wish to be mailed a copy of the notice of decision and you do not live within 60 meters of the subject property, you must provide your request in writing to the Planning Department of the municipality of Grey Highlands. Your electronic registration does not represent your written request. Staff can provide direction to you in applying in writing for a request for notice. At this time, the committee will hear a presentation by the applicant or their agent. So, Madam Secretary Treasurer, do we have the agent or the owners here ready to speak?
Thank you, Chair. We do have the agent Solomon Martin in attendance who will be speaking on this file.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, Solomon. I see that you just have to unmute your mute button. There you are.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, sounds good. So my name is Solomon Martin, and I'm representing this file tonight. So this subject property is a 10-hectare parcel of land located on the south side of Grey Road 4. The subject property is designated as agriculture as per the Grey County and Grey Highlands official plans. The property is subject to the agricultural zone provisions as per the Grey Highlands zoning bylaw. The existing home industry is located 28 meters from the front lot line of the subject property, and the applicant is proposing to construct a new shed which includes a home industry and agricultural shed on this property. The proposed new home industry and shed has a front yard setback of 23.62 meters, which has a deficiency of 31.38 meters. The new home industry and agricultural shed will have a front yard setback of 23.62 meters, and section 0.6.1.2E of the zoning bylaw restricts the minimum setback from an agricultural building to the front lot line in an agricultural zone to be 55 meters. And that's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you. There may be some questions. I'll go back to committee members. Any questions at this point from committee members? Go ahead, Member Little.
Thank you, Chair. I'm just wondering from the diagram that was shown, and I may have missed it, where the lot boundary line is, particularly in the area where the new building is proposed.
I think it's a 10 hectare. Solomon, do you have a comment to that? So that's a side road. So the lot line will be up to the side road and then going west. So I think in the report it says 10 hectares. It's a smaller than normal.
Yep, it's 10 hectares.
Oh, sorry, Salima. Sorry. Do you have any comments to that then, Planner Salami?
So I will just share my slides for this application. I'll go into further detail leading up to the existing structure and what was proposed in 2019. There is a past minor variance that was approved in 2019 for this application, so maybe that will provide further clarity into this file. I can just share the slides.
Yeah,
Everyone.
sometimes you have a map that shows the whole property, and I noticed it wasn't there. So
Okay, next slide, please.
so just before you start, maybe
Yep.
Kathy, just hold that.
There we go.
Remember, Little, just hold that question, and we'll get through this report, and we'll circle back on that. Okay.
Thank you. So the address is 407412 Grade Road 4. The proposal is to convert the existing home industry floor space to a farm shed and add an addition to accommodate both a new home industry and an agricultural shed for storage. Next slide. As you can see, this is the subject property to your left, and then to the right is the proposal for the site plan.
So just maybe just stop there, please. So Member Little, can you see that? And Member Clark, can you mute your? Yeah, thank you. So Member Little, can you see that diagram there?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So that's the outline. So that's a good map. So planners along. So it's around 10 hectares, right?
Yep, 10 hectares.
Okay. So does that help, Member Little, of the boundary?
Not really. I don't know if it's critical, but I just wonder where, in comparison to where the proposed buildings are, where is that would be the western?
So there's a field there. So
So it's about 90 meters to the interior side lot line, and it is on Nora. It's
82.
82 to the exterior side lot line.
Yeah.
So 90 meters would be somewhere around 300 feet. Is that correct?
Yeah. So it does meet our interior setback provisions for agricultural structures and accessory structures on agricultural lots zoned A1.
Right. Okay.
We can circle back, Member Little.
Yeah.
So carry on.
Next slide.
Yes.
Okay, so the property was subject to a minor variance in 2019, which recognized the increase in size for the home industry. The deficient front yard setback, however, was not recognized through this minor variance, likely due to its legal non-complying status as the building had been there for several years. The addition will be located 23 meters from the front lot line and 82 meters from the western exterior lot line. The proposed addition will increase the floor area of the existing accessory structure by approximately 316 square meters and further encroach into the required yard. So at the time the minor variance was approved, sorry, just the slide before it, yeah. So at the time the minor variance was approved in 2019, they only recognized the increase of the home industry floor area. It's permitted 60, and then they increased it to 148 at the time. So they didn't recognize the front yard setback because they consider it legal non-complying, assuming that the structure was built in 2017, and then the minor variance was in 2019. Okay, next slide. So the purpose and effect for this file is that it seeks relief under Section 45(2) of the Planning Act from the Municipality of Grey Highlands zoning bylaw 2004-50 in order to permit the addition to an existing accessory structure on the property. Section 6.1.2 of the zoning bylaw requires a minimum front yard setback of 55 meters in the agricultural zone. The property likely retains a legal non-complying setback of 28 meters, which is existing based on the age of the building. This section 5.12A of the zoning bylaw requires the maximum size of the home industry to be 60 meters. A minor variance was approved in 2019, permitting the increased floor area for the home industry. The effect of the minor variance is to provide the following relief, notwithstanding section 5.3B to the zoning bylaw, which does not permit enlargement or extension when further contravening the provisions of the bylaw, in addition to the accessory structure, which is a portion used for a home industry, shall be permitted to have a minimum front yard setback of 23 meters, and that the maximum size of the home industry shall be recognized to have 148.6 square meters. Next slide, please. In regards to the comments received, Grey County Planning and Ecology have no concerns. Environmental Services have no concerns. Grey Highlands Building Services, Fire, and Transportation have no concerns. No public comments have been received as of November 3rd, 2025.
Okay.
And that is all. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Wonder Salami. So going back to committee members, are there any questions from that report? I'm going to circle back to Member Little here in a minute. Maybe go back to Solomon and also Member Salami. So the frontage of the whole lot is, I think you said 90 meters, is that correct? Or is it 90 meters from the building to the lot line? I think Solomon mentioned a comment there.
Yes, so it's 90 meters from the proposed building to the interior side lot line.
Okay, so then, okay, that's close to 100 feet. And I was trying to look at the size of the lot itself. It says it's 10 hectares. So would that be fair that that lot is like something like 100 meters by 100 meters? I don't have the map in front of me.
No,
Just-
the front yard is 204 meters. So 90 meters is almost 300 feet, not 100 feet.
Yes, okay, so that's part of that. So that's half of the original farm, the width.
Yes.
Because the Osprey lots were 1,320 feet. If you take half of that as 660 feet, so that's even half of that. So this is a sort of a quarter of the frontage of that original farm. Would that be a fair statement?
It is half of the frontage of that original farm.
Okay.
So an original farm is 400 meters by 1,015 meters in that area, and this one is 200 meters, so it is half of the original. Yeah.
So Kathy, just in a sense, I remember a little that the original 100-acre frontage, this is half the frontage of our original farm, and then the depth. Solomon, what's the depth? What's the depth of that lot? Do you know?
It's 495 meters.
Okay, again, so that's half again that way as well. So I think
no, it's yes, it is half. Yeah.
And I think it showed in the planning report that that's a 10-hectare parcel, which is around 25 acres. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, it is. Yeah. So half the width and half the length is a quarter of the farm. So
right.
Yeah.
So okay, thank you for that, Member Little. Does that give you a little bit more perspective on the size?
Yes, I'm not sure that it has a lot of bearing on, my decision anyway, but it is, I just find it helpful to see the parcel
Yeah.
that we're considering.
Yes. So maybe
But
moving forward.
I can see the dimensions here and I can imagine, but personally, it just feels helpful to be able to see the context and where the parcel is.
in the
Just
in
a,
the land
just a,
that you're talking about. Yeah. So
just a
maybe moving,
comment.
so maybe moving forward, then maybe that's one extra map that we can add that shows the acreage or the lot and then how it configures in that lot. Okay.
I can share my screen if you wish.
Oh, you have a better picture? So, Madam Secretary Treasurer, is that possible for,
So can you see it there?
okay. So Member Little, do you see that picture?
Yes, I do. It's probably more of a personal preference. I'm not sure, but it is nice to be able to see the entire property that we're looking at.
No, I would agree. I think that's important because then you get a bit of a better perspective of the property itself for sure. Okay. Thank you for that, Solomon, for posting that. So going back to the two planning reports before we go to the public, any other comments from members with regards to this file at this point? Okay, at this time then we'll move forward then to our public portion. Any person wishing to object, support, or have general questions about the minor variance, please indicate and state your name and address. So Madam Secretary Treasurer, is there anybody wishing to speak?
Thank you, Chair. Anyone currently in attendance wishing to speak on this file may use the raise hand function in Zoom to indicate your wish to do so. If you are connected to the meeting by phone, you may dial *9 to raise your hand. And Chair, there is no one indicating their wish to speak at this time.
Okay, thank you for that then. Any further discussions from committee members? If not, then the report has been read. Comments have been read as well. No comments from the public, so then I guess we'll move forward with the decision. So your position on this minor variance, Member Clark.
I support the minor variance.
Okay, thank you. Member Dubik.
I support the minor variance.
Okay, thank you. Member Allen.
I support the minor variance.
Okay, Member Little.
I support the minor variance.
Okay, thank you. And I also support the minor variance as Chair McQueen, subject to a 20-day appeal period from this point. If there's no appeals, I guess submitted or whatever, then you may move forward with the planning department and what you wish to do. So I deem this minor variance is carried. Okay, and thank you, Solomon, for speaking on that report.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
Have a good evening. So that takes care of the only file that we have this evening. I guess in the sense of is there any other business? I do have one little small part. I mentioned it before. If you go to the Committee of Adjustment website, they are offering 3 lunch and learns. They are free, but you just have to register sort of at the beginning of the week. And I think they're on Fridays. I can't just remember off. I was looking at it. So there's 3 coming. They've already had one. There's 2 more. Go ahead, Member Allen.
So they're Mondays at noon. I sat in on them yesterday. The one yesterday. I didn't find it real helpful, but perhaps next week's will be better. It's on the OFD or
Oh,
second
okay.
dwelling units,
Oh, yes.
accessory dwelling units.
I think the third one is on the OLT. I think it's something like that. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
correct. I think you have to register by the Friday, the 7th, I think, for the following Monday. Maybe that's what I was reading and stuff. So, yeah. But I mean, they're only an hour, and if something is useful, they're not. There's if you're a member, there's no cost. So, anyway,
The thing they were talking about yesterday, I'll just do it real quick, was for minor variances, they're proposing, it's not in place yet, but they're proposing that perhaps a 10% If you're requesting anything under 10%, you don't have to go through this process, just to
Oh.
streamline things. But so we'll see what happens.
So that would be through the Ministry of Municipal Affairs, and that would be through from the Municipal Act, or however that would be, I guess, Planning Act, I suppose.
Planning Act, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Well, if maybe next time we meet, we can share what, if you have an opportunity to learn, that'll be good. That's what this is all about. I guess, Planner Bibido, I don't know if you're still there. Do we have any files for the next meeting?
So I do believe that there will be some files for the next one. I'm not sure if Renelle and Nora could elaborate on which ones off the top of their head, but I believe that there is some coming.
Okay, that's all.
Yeah.
I just, generally I asked just to see if there are files so people can be prepared.
Yeah, there were a couple that we've been looking at. Mhm.
Okay. All right, well, that keeps things moving along. All right, so if there's no other business, then our next meeting is December 9th, 2025. And so I do need a mover and a seconder to adjourn this evening's meeting. Member Dubik, Member Clark, that the Committee of Adjustment adjourn until the call of the chair. All in favor? That's carried unanimous, and I'll kind of call that 5:21. You guys have a great evening, a great month, and we'll see you next